Welcome back to Girl Talk. As you know, we have been filming today at America's Best Flowers, and I think we're having America's Best Day.
We are having America's Best Day.
I think we are too. I had to get a little cheesy there. And with us now, a new face today, but you may know him. He's kind of famous in the Edgerton area from what I hear. This is Dennis, but most people probably know you as Spike.
Yep.
And you're the manager of the Edgerton location.
That's right. Yep.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Excited to have your knowledge here with us today. And now that July is upon us, what do people need to know and need to do to maintain their garden? I think it's easier at the beginning when you get the fresh plants and flowers and they're looking great because they've been here at America's Best Flowers, but what do you need to do to maintain them?
Yeah, now we're getting into that typically where it gets hot.
Yes.
There's different insect problems that are coming out. So we get a lot of questions, how do I keep everything looking good? Biggest thing, you need to keep things deadheaded a little bit, which can take a little bit of time. Some people like to do it, some don't.
And what does that mean for people who may not know?
Basically,
Grateful Dead fan.
yeah, as the flowers mature, they go through. Some of them, they start to look a little bad. Don't ever be afraid to clip them down. Cut them off
Gotcha.
a little bit. You're not going to hurt the plant any, and it's going to grow back even better than it was to begin with.
Okay.
A lot of times it's always good. One of our best products, one of our biggest sellers is Osmocote. We use it in all of our gardens. We use it in all of our baskets, all of our pots. It's just a slow release fertilizer. Every time you water, even if you're not using fertilizer, you're going to get a little bit of a boost to your plants all the time.
Wow.
Now is really important to be using your liquid Miracle Grows, any of those products to keep those plants nice and healthy so that when we get into this warm, should be maybe drier time of the year. It's not this year, but they're going to be at their healthiest and performing the best for you.
And I'm not familiar with this product. I'm actually going to grab it and look at it. So when do you apply this? Do you do it as you plant or later when you're watering?
You can do either one. We recommend to do it right away as you plant.
Sure.
Every time you water, it slowly releases a little bit of it, and that will last up to 3 to 6 months.
Wow.
So all of our baskets, all of our containers, we put that in there right away. So if you bought baskets, containers from us, you might want to think about refreshing them with some Osmocote.
Gotcha.
Now's a good time to do that.
Smart.
It's starting to wear out a little bit. So.
That's a good point because you planted these baskets when?
A lot of them were started in February.
February, March, April, May, so they are running out and maybe due. And you just sprinkle it in there.
Yep, there's going to be a little bit there's a little scoop in here. 10-inch basket like this, 1 scoop into a basket's going to be perfect
So
for
you can do a lot. So let's talk for folks who do have container gardens. Now we know the tip of using some of this product. How often should we be watering? And also, is there a time of day that makes more sense than another?
Yeah, usually when it gets warm like this, the best time to water anything is going to be in the morning. Couple of reasons for that. Usually a lot of plants don't like to be wet late in the day. Zinnias are one that what can happen if they stay wet overnight, they can tend to get powdery mildew, which is a disease, and then it can hurt your plants. So if you can water them in the morning, that oftentimes is the best. As far as checking them for water, you can stick your finger into the soil, feel if it's wet. Otherwise, you can lift the pot, see if it's heavy. That's how I do it myself. I walk around and I lift every basket.
So what does that mean? If it's heavier, then it doesn't need water?
Then it doesn't need water.
Okay.
Yep. If it's on the lighter side, you're going to want to water it. And the thing to watch for this time of year is we get hotter and we get dry, windy days. There might be times, especially with a basket like this, you need to water it in the morning, and you get home from work, you might have to water it again.
Demanding little
Yeah,
devils.
that hot, dry, windy days are the worst. And even sometimes, if it's possible with your baskets, maybe even just set them on the ground for the day if you know it's going to be a hot, dry wind. Because like I say, it can really dry them out.
Yeah.
There is some benefit. Our baskets, we try to grow in as big of a basket as we can, so we got as much soil volume as possible. These baskets also have a water reservoir in the bottom, so it's going to hold some water for you.
I did notice that in looking in. I don't know if you can see this, but there's actually quite a bit of space between where the plant starts and the bottom, which must help some of that water.
And when you water these, do you let the water run through?
I generally don't. I like to, if you see it just starting to come out, that's about perfect because you know it's going to hold a little bit of water, and all the excess will run. You just want just a little bit in there because you can hurt your plants by overwatering them too. A lot of people this year, with all the rain that we've had, some of their gardens, their vegetables and stuff are really struggling because they're sitting in water. So it's going to be important as we start to dry out. Give them a little bit of a boost of fertilizer. You usually don't have to fertilize your vegetable gardens that often, but if you're seeing them start to turn a little bit yellow, you're going to want to go ahead and put some Miracle-Gro. Even the Osmocote you can put, there is a vegetable specific one you can put on there too. So
you're saying if the plants start to yellow, vegetables or flowers or both?
Both.
If it's starting to yellow, that means you need some fertilizer.
Need some fertilizer, yep. That's an indication something's going on with the plant. It's not getting all the nutrients that it needs. So you're going to want to go ahead and fertilize.
I have a clematis that's turning yellow. Maybe that's what it needs.
It could be, and like I said, this year's been exceptionally wet. It's usually not this rainy this time of year. So it's been extra hard on the plants. So you just got to be a little bit more diligent about it, making sure you're not watering them when they don't need it, and then making sure that they are getting fertilizer to help them perform their best for you.
Okay. And container plants need probably different watering than your vegetable garden, because if they're like on a sidewalk or something, heat can make it hotter, right?
The heat, and then also as you're in a container, as these plants are growing, they're getting more and more root bound.
Oh.
And
less soil.
Yeah, so the bigger the plants are, the better they look, but there's less soil. It takes more water per day to keep them going. So you may, like I say, on a hot, windy day, you might have to water them a couple times a day.
Sure.
Generally, this time of year, you're still able to get by with one time a day with your nice big containers.
One thing I wanted to sneak in before we go is that obviously all these products that we've talked about and a lot more are available here.
Yes.
And look at the wealth of knowledge of the staff.
It's amazing.
So thank you for
Yeah,
sharing
and
some of that with us.
We always tell people, don't be afraid to come out, ask us questions. That's what we're here for. We're more than happy to have you come out. We'll answer your questions. We'll walk you over, show you these different products that might help you have more success.
So much knowledge. Spike, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And thanks for having us today. It's been beautiful and gorgeous. And watch us next time. It's only on Girl Talk on Wisconsin's 57.